Hi everyone, welcome in to our monthly webinar for July. It's crazy that we're already halfway through summertime, really. So we're glad that you can make it today. We'll give everyone a few minutes to join in. I do have up on the screen as we're waiting a QR code for you, or you can directly go to the webinar link at the bottom here. Either will take you to our sign up page, but we just wanted to kind of share. As you might have noticed, our team is doing some additional webinars lately, and this is all tied to the 10th anniversary of Curate, and we are nearing our millionth proposal. And so we're just so excited to celebrate that milestone with you all. And with these additional webinars, we're just really talking about Curate and about the future of where our company is going, and just all the learnings along the way over the years from professionals like you. And we want to share those insights, those tips and tricks with you, and we hope you'll join us. The next webinar is on August 25th, and it'll be at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This link again will take you directly to get registered for it, and the webinar will be hosted by Ryan. So if you haven't connected with Ryan yet, he's our CEO and founder, and he'll be sure to really give some good details on where the company is going, and we're happy that you're here to join us for it. So we'll leave this up. We'll kind of show it at the end as well in case there's a few folks that missed it at the start of the call, but just wanted to kind of kick us off there with some access to the additional webinar. And then just a quick welcome to everyone. If we haven't met yet, I'm Brooklyn. I'm a product manager here at Curate, and I'm joined by Shannon, who's our Curate expert. I'm sure a lot of you all have met Shannon in the past. And so we also have Joshua, who will be monitoring chat. And so we would love any questions that you have during this webinar. Please make sure to send those into our Q&A. And then we'll try our very best to answer those as we have time at the end. Josh will be monitoring that to see what your questions are. And then, of course, we like to hear from you. If we're showing off a feature that you really love, please don't be shy. Let us know that you're excited for it. We love to pass it along to the team. Internally, our team, they're not always client facing, some of our teammates. And so we like to share, all their hard work that they've been working on is something that you all are excited for. So we'll give everyone a couple more minutes before we dive in. But Shannon and I have a lot of exciting, fun features to show off today. So sit back and then, yeah, make sure you're all set. You have your coffee, and then we'll get started here in just a minute. Alrighty, I think it's about time to get started. Since we have a lot to go over, I want to just dive in. I'm going to kick us off with some enhancements, and then I'll pass it on to Shannon. So let me stop the music here, and then I will get my screen adjusted, and we'll get started. All right, so the first item that I want to show us is going to be in the workroom. So let me reshare, and then we will get going. Alrighty, so we have made some exciting updates to how you would share a proposal. So let me dive into a project here, and we'll show this off. You've probably already discovered it if you've shared a proposal recently, but now when you go to share this project, you will now have an easy drop-down menu. This was definitely requested. We're excited to roll it out. It just really streamlines this sharing portal menu just for quick access to the client portal. So you now have the option to send the portal directly. You can also, again, send the portal without pricing. We hear this often if you're wanting to share the portal with maybe other vendors or other clients, part of the party that might not need to be involved in any cost related pricing. So you can share this without those pricing details. You can now also copy the portal link directly, again, either with pricing or without, or you can just directly open the portal again with pricing or without. So we give you lots of options just so that you can easily go to where you need to go. And that allows you to reduce a few steps from the prior kind of workflow there of the pop-up and then having to kind of navigate to where you needed to go. So now you have them all with just a straight menu that clicks down, and then you'll have access to kind of decide what path you want to take. We also have a few updates to the timeline. So if you're in your workroom and you're looking at your project, you can now click into your timelines, and there's going to be two updates here. I know a lot of folks are probably excited about this, but we now have inline editing for the time. Prior, you had to kind of use the slide out to access this, and folks are just wanting to be quick, and we totally get it. You have a lot on your plate, and so this allows you to just click in directly. You can adjust that time to whatever you need it to be, AM, PM, and then that's going to update your timeline for you. So no longer having to use a slide out, you can just directly edit the timing within the table. We also are going to give you some extra character limits on this description. So whether you want to kind of build this out in that slide out that I mentioned, we had some feedback that felt folks, they felt a little limited. They like to add a big description here, which is, fair depending on what the timeline entry would be. But this now allows you to support longer entries. We've increased the character limit. So it just gives you more room to capture instructions, logistics, event information, just all in one place again. So you don't have to shorten or figure out, how to kind of squeeze it in there. You can definitely add a very long timeline description if you want to.
I
And
love
then
it.
the last thing that I wanted to share here within the workroom before I pass on to Shannon is actually going to be on the order tab. And this is in regards to your line items and the image upload. We wanted to streamline this editing experience. We understand that, of course, a lot of folks that use Curate love the visual side. They love having a lot of photos and images, but sometimes you might have a line item where you don't want to show an image. And so we just kind of redid the way that this is presented here within the slide out. So it doesn't take up as much, real estate in your slide out, and it allows you to have more direct access to maybe some other fields that are more important to you. So if you no longer or you don't need an image, you can still add them, of course. We've just reduced the spacing. It kind of bundles it into this little collapsible folder. So you can see if I open it up, I now have the option to add either a client-facing image or that internal image, but it's not taking up so much blank space if I'm not using that. So it just gives you a little bit extra of a better editing experience there, but still works exactly how you might intended it to work. You can still go in and select whatever photo you might need, and then kind of move along from there. So just some quick updates on just editing experience in the workroom to speed up your flow. So I will stop sharing and then I'll pass it on to Shannon, and she's going to go over a few more updates in the workroom, and I'll pass it on to you.
Let me go full screen over here so I can share. All right. So one of our new features that we have, I thought I would show it to you here before showing it on the front end. But here in your email templates, one new feature that we have is now we do have a token for event day. So if you want to plug in that event day somewhere in your proposal, a lot of times I'll see people do that right here. They'll have a token in this cover page. Um, right here. So instead of saying like Melanie and Ben right here, they may have like Saturday, June 5th or something like that. Though that will show right here under the subtitle. It'll be the personalized tokens. But that is one update is we now have the event day that you can tokenize and kind of put into the proposal. That will be there as well. So I added it to this thank you email, this thank you email after booking. So we'll kind of look at that in action, but it kind of brings us to the second one. So on our messages, remember the messages has moved to more of an email format to kind of help you better manage your emailing, the back and forth emailing. As long as you start the email from here, it will track the back and forth between you and your customer. So as long as you're starting from here in the messages, it's going to track what you send to them as well as what they reply to you. You can reply in your own inbox, but it'll track that back here. Now in the emailing messages, you have the ability to pull from your templates. So I'm going to go in here and say thank you after booking. This is the second feature that I have to show off. It now automatically tokenizes or detokenizes, I guess, those tokens. So it's going to automatically plug in that customer's first name. You can see we've got the first name, we've got the event name, event day, event date. All of those things just automatically plug in right into the email whenever you pull it in. So just make sure that you are clear and everything is as what you would want it to be. The data is correct. You entered everything on the back end correctly. You're able to immediately see that right there on your messages whenever you send that out. Okay. All right, now I've got a pretty big one. Today we've got some pretty big features to show off, three major features that have kind of been in the works for a long time, and we're finally able to show off at least the first versions of those features. Typically at Curate, we build thin and then we build on top of that. We build thin and we build fast. So we're going to build a smaller version or pieces of features and then we build on top of those. So today we've got some big features to show off. One of those features is going to be with our inquiry forms. So let me get that ready to show off. Over here, we have a new type of inquiry form. It's called a workflow form. Actually, let me do one more tab over here to show off before we get there. So if you go to your inquiries over here, you'll see that some things have been kind of flipped around on your screen. Now responses is the second tab. You do automatically land there, but forms is going to be your first tab. Over here, you can see now we've got two different types of forms. The workflow form is our new form. If you are looking for which one that you should create, there's the workflow form and there's the standard form. The standard form is what you're already used to. The workflow form, what that is actually going to do is instead of just logging it in your inquiries, it is going to automatically turn into a proposal that you can go in, track the back and forth, email from there, kind of flesh that out even more. But it's going to automatically create that new event right there. So if you can build one here, we have one that's already been built. So I'm going to go right here into this wedding floral workflow form. This is what it looks like on the back end. Very similar to before so far, but you're going to have this extra section here called templates. So I just pulled in a payment template, okay, and said, okay, this is going to be the template that I'm going to use for my payments. You do have a default assignee, so like who is going to be the person that is that going to be the owner of this event? That's what you would set right here in the default assignee section. You are able to change that in the proposal after it's created. It just sets the standard. What is most common? Put it there. You can edit it on a case by case basis if you need to. You can do the details, order template, contract template, timeline template. All of those things you can pre-build out here to set the standard for what the proposal is going to look like, or the layout of the proposal. Down here, it's just going to be all the normal questions of everything that you would ask. This is the difference right there, is this template section. All right. Now, this is what it looks like on the customer side right here. Now, I did pre-fill out this information, but it doesn't look any different to your customer. You can change the look or whatever, but it looks exactly the same to your customer. Let me go ahead and click submit. All right. And I'm going to go over here to my inquiries. All right. Here it is. This is the one that I just submitted, Amelia at gmail.com right here. You're going to see the status goes to auto created there. So it is tracking it here on this responses page. You can see the information. You can still send them an email. All of that is still here, but you are also going to have a project for Amelia. There it is right there. There's that project for Amelia that did automatically generate for that customer. All right, we can hop into that. One thing to note about it right now is it does pull it in a bare state, what I would consider like a bare state of system. These are things that we have preloaded into that template. So everything really loads. The only thing that doesn't load is going to be like your images, things like that. So that will be there for you to kind of fill in and customize for that customer in that event. That's there. You are still going to have your inquiry information. There's going to be here's the inspiration image. Like I can just drag that and drop it, right over here, right into the proposal. Something that people a lot of times like to do is ask for their Pinterest board link. And so you can pull up their Pinterest board link and just go bloop, 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 drag them all into the proposal. I always use that bloop sound because it's so nice and satisfying. Just kind of pull them all over and drop them right into those image boxes. But if they submitted some inspiration images, you can also drag those right in to the box that you want them to display in right in the proposal. So it makes it really easy for you to quickly put together a quote. I know a lot of times people tell me, especially on the catering side, a lot of times people tell me, you want to very quickly get a quote out to this person and just get the pricing in front of them because it may not be what they're looking for. It's going to be out of budget for them. So just gets them the quote that they need. They're allowed to move on or whatever. So you may not want to customize a lot. This just allows you to quickly get a quote out to them. But the nice thing, something that people really like about it is you do have the ability to send that first email from here and then track that back and forth between you and the customer right here in that thing. So you're tracking it all the way from the inquiry instead of waiting until you've actually created the quote for that customer. So that's going to be our our new inquiry forms that we're so excited about. It's such a cool feature. We're excited about some additional functionality, other things that will be coming with that, but definitely get in there and start trying that out. It's going to be so good. All right, I'm going to pass back to Brooklyn. Let me stop sharing.
Thanks, Shannon. Yeah, we're really excited about that inquiry to project create kind of workflow there that allows you to just easily and quickly get those projects moving forward without having to take a few extra steps there. So we hope you give it a try and give us feedback on it because we're really excited and we envision probably building out additional enhancements to it. As Shannon mentioned prior, we like to build thin and quick and then enhance features based off of those feedback that we receive from you all. So I'm sure we'll have more updates around that workflow and then being able to even speed up the process more for you based off of what folks are wanting with it. So I'm going to then kind of pivot into another updated feature. We have an AI tool, an AI assist tool that you might be familiar with, but if not, I'm going to show off some really awesome features because we have really been investing in our AI tool and allowing our users to be able to really benefit from this process. So I'm going to go ahead and you should see my new screen here. And so before I dive into this feature, I did want to make a few just kind of comments. There's not really anything to show off, but I did want to share some updates around the AI Assist tool. If you're not aware, we did roll out an AI Assist tool to all accounts. So we're really excited. We want you to explore. We want you to start playing around with it. So each account, each organization will receive 30 free credits each month, and then they refresh each month. And so that will give you some tokens to play around with. And the way that that works is we've implemented like a token usage for the AI assist. And so if you're not as familiar with that, it's very common in the AI world. And so every time you ask AI to help you with something, it either uses a small number of tokens based off of what you need it to help with, or either a large number of tokens if it's something a bit more complex. But each account gets 30 free credit tokens each month. And then that should allow you to, really kind of play around and take some actions with prompting and getting responses. And then, of course, we do offer the AI Assist add-on feature. So if you're really loving it and you need more tokens, we have some package plans around there for your organization that would allow you to have more token access to start building and utilizing some of these really awesome features that we're building out with the AI. So the feature that I really want to touch on is going to be our, we just released it this week, but it's using AI, the AI assistant Curate, to upload a PDF, process that PDF, and then create an order out of the PDF. So that's very high level, so I'll show you how it works. And so we heard a lot from caterers, and this could apply to florists as well. You might have some kind of checklist of offerings for your menu or your services. So you can see here on the screen, I have a PDF that I've created. This is a drop-off catering menu. It has, what my party trays are, sides, desserts, drinks, and so forth. This can be easily filled out by the customer or even, maybe from a sales team member that you have on your team to just simply select these items. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the Curate AI Assist tool to review this PDF upload and then match those to my products in my catalog and build my order. So I think this tool is so awesome because it's going to save you so much time. So here I'm just going to go ahead and click into my order. You don't necessarily have to do this, honestly, but I like to see it on the order page as I build it out. It'll do it if you're on another page view, but I'm going to click the AI Assist. So that's going to be this little sparkle kind of green button in the top corner. It's going to open up my AI Assist feature here. We do have AI Assist skills. So I know Shannon had mentioned using templates with the workflow forms. We also have a template available for AI skills. And if you're not familiar with skills, it's just a way that you can kind of almost save your prompts. So if you have very detailed prompts of how you want the AI tool to kind of return the output, it just really makes it easier to kind of stay organized and have those references. So you can always attach skills. You can see there's different skills we have here. I even have one on extracting the checked menu selection matched to Curate catalog. So I could choose to use that skill if I wanted to, or I can simply prompt. It's totally up to you, but the skills do save you some time. We also now have this little tool here to attach a file. So that's where I'm going to grab my drop-off catering menu. And so I'll just prompt, I'll just ask it, I'll say, review my PDF menu file. Um, Find all selected menu product items that have a check mark. And then let's say match those to my product catalog and then add them to my project order here on what do I have it on the 10th. So just giving us some extra information. You can of course be as detailed as you want. I'm gonna just kind of keep it simple. And so it's gonna see my drop-off menu, and then you'll see this is an update that we've made to the AI Assist tool as well. You can see that it's thinking, but then as it returns my response, it's going to be a streaming experience. So you can see that it's thinking. So the AI is going to let you know the response is being created rather than just waiting for it to have the response and then just kind of pop it in there for you. It's going to let you know that it is working and it's thinking. It just takes a second for it to process all the information. So as it's thinking here, it's going to see it's kind of going as it's thinking, it's releasing all the information to me rather than just at once. But you can see here, let me scroll up. It's going to say it looked at my PDF menu. It's seeing that I have those sections with the handheld party trays, the sides, the desserts, the drinks. It shows that I have those 9 items. If we look back at my, menu, that matches up just great. And then it's going to say, that it has those extra details on my PDF. So I'm going to say, yes, this looks correct. So next it'll work on matching those to my product catalog. We do want it to still ask you for confirmation. We want to still give you the control rather than AI just, free fall, free free roaming onto your account and creating things. We want you to still have that control. And so it will prompt you every now and then to just look things over, make sure that looks accurate. So now it's working on matching those products to my catalog. I will say for demonstration purposes, I did not add all of those menu items to my catalog. So you'll probably see as it is thinking and it's matching that it probably will return that it didn't find matches for everything. So it's also smart enough to know like, hey, you don't have this in your catalog, and it'll alert you that that item was not able to be matched. So we'll see what it comes up with. So here it goes. It's thinking through. It'll say, I'll submit the import now for approval. So it did skip a few of those items. Like I mentioned, I didn't put everything into my catalog and curate just to show off this, functionality. So I'll say, great, yes, import. So now it'll prepare an import for me, and then it's going to just simply add those in. And then I'll hit accept, and then it'll just populate. So here we go. So it'll tell me, it'll say improve for project import. I have those handheld party tray options. I have my sides, my dessert, and then my drink. So I can approve and import those pieces. And then it's just automatically going to bring it over into my order, and I don't have to select those manually through my order build out and the catalog selection. It just pops them in there. So it's really awesome. We're really excited about it. This is, again, something that we're continually going to be building off of using our AI assist tool and the capabilities of AI and how we can pass those benefits on to you all with speeding up processes across your account. But this was something that was highly requested from our users is being able to attach a PDF file and then having Curate smartly use that PDF to be reviewed and then using that as part of the project create process. So you can see here it automatically pulled everything through. I'll just kind of click away there so that we can look it over. One thing to note is that it will pull everything at a quantity of one. So if you need to make any adjustments, you would want to do so on your actual order. But it pulls everything in just as it is added from my catalog. So if you have a photo, if you have descriptions, pricing, if you were to have a recipe, any of that would be matched up and then you would just be all set to go. So we're really excited about that. And we hope that you all get a chance to play with it. Again, I mentioned that you get 30 credits. So give it a try. If you have a PDF, you go into your account and play around with importing to your orders. We also have with the AI tool, just another quick note that an enhancement, you might notice this little clock icon at the top. You can open a chat history. So if you are working through something or have questions and you want to go back in time and kind of reference a prior conversation with the chat, you can go through and see those that history within your chat there. So um,
Right.
yes, yeah, I think that kind of covers it for the AI and all the updates that we've made there. And then I am going to show off one more other add-on feature that is our e-commerce tool. So let me click over and then we're going to take a look at e-commerce. So this is an add-on feature. If you don't currently have the e-commerce as an add-on, you won't find it in your navigation. But it is a really awesome tool that we have built to allow our customers to have an online presence of a storefront. And again, this is connected directly to your product catalog, so it makes it super easy to have everything in one place. You can simply create your storefront. This is what it looks like when you click here to build out your storefront. You have a few store settings where you can upload your logo, decide if your storefront is live or, not. You have your shop URL, you can create your shop name. And then as far as adding these pieces to your storefront, it's just going to pull directly from your product catalog so you can easily come in and select anything. So maybe we want those barbecue pork sliders, I could add that. That'll directly add into here. You can see that if I wanted to update and publish this, I could. If you change your mind, you can easily remove them from the sections. So it's great for organizing. You have all sorts of ways that you can build this out as far as the sections and product collections go. And then once you're ready to share this with your customers or you want to add this to your own website, you have the URL link up here. And then I can just simply paste that into my screen. And then here you're going to find what the shopping experience looks like. So it looks very similar to how you built it out. We intentionally did that. So it's almost as a preview of what your customers would experience as you're building it out yourself. And then this storefront allows you to simply add these products into a shopping cart. So for this example, I want a little more catering focus. Maybe we often hear from folks that you kind of have different avenues of your business. Maybe a wedding, for example, would need more of a handheld experience, a more customizable experience because of the budget that is tied to, a wedding. It's much more relationship founded where as far as like a corporate luncheon, maybe that's not worth your team's time to go through an entire, typical sales process. Maybe that's something that you kind of want to offload some of that overhead and just have them do an online order instead, and you would still receive those requests, but it's not taking up so much of your sales team's time to kind of process those kind of straightforward orders. And so for this example, you can either click here to add directly if you just want the single. If I want to click into an item, I could also adjust multiples and add to the cart. So as I go through, I'm going to just add a few options here. Maybe I also want to add, some flower arrangements for my luncheon. You can also skip to sections if you have a long storefront. This just kind of simplifies it. They can also search exactly for um, those designs or whatever they might need. So once the shopping cart is full and you're satisfied with your order, you can see that everything is totaled up. You can choose to make last minute adjustments as well from this screen if you want to increase or decrease the quantity. If you decide completely against something, you can delete it as well. So then I can proceed to checkout. This is going to prompt you to ask some information from the customer. And then what happens is this request gets submitted and it automatically creates a project. So similar to what Shannon walked us through with the forms, this is automatically going to create a project for your or for you. So let me just go ahead. I'm going to just put in a contact here. Let's select the event date will be like the order date essentially of when they want to pick this up. So maybe it's for Saturday. And then they can request a special note. So maybe we want to say pick up by noon. I'm going to submit that request. You can see here that that is letting the customer know that you as a company will be in touch soon.
Mhm.
And then, sorry, I have too many tabs. So then I'm going to come over here to my projects and then we're going to find Jenny's project here. So this automatically created my project. As you're opening an e-commerce order project that's been created, you'll notice that it looks slightly different. It's meant intentionally to be more direct rather than kind of the other components that typically go into larger kind of projects that have mood boards. You can still, of course, add all of those pieces, but we really just wanted to simplify this experience. So when you go into this project from your e-commerce store, it's directly pulling into the order, and then you'll see that it automatically pulls in exactly what was part of that request. So it has the quantity that I submitted for each of these items, and then it's going to total up my total here, and then I can choose to move forward with this however, my team might see fit. So we are, of course, working. I know we've mentioned this several times. We, of course, are working towards enhancements to this experience. We did build this thin and simple, and then we plan to continue to make enhancements to this. So, this is what the e-commerce experience is like now. It's fully functioning, it gets you up and running, it allows those requests to come in that you can manage. But we definitely envision having, more workflows and automations tied to this experience and also like a checkout experience from the customer. We're just continuing to work towards that. So we're really excited though for this storefront to be available to you. If you are interested in either the AI add-on or the e-commerce add-on that I went through, through, please let our team know. We'd love to talk to you further about adding these into your subscription account. But these would be additional add-on experiences that you would need to get in touch with us on to kind of get up and running with it. But we'd love to talk to you further. Like I mentioned, if you are interested, just let us know. You can either submit a chat to Joshua here on this call or come into the Curate chat in your account, and that'll get you directly in touch with our team. So I will pass it back to Shannon. Hopefully, I didn't take up too much of our time there, and then she's going to wrap us up, and then we'll go over a few closing items to end the webinar.
Awesome. So something that I you may have said this, Brooklyn, and I just missed it. But something else about that ecom is it whenever they do submit something, you will get an email showing that they submitted that you got a submission. So she hopped over
Yes,
to the
thank
screen.
you for noting that. Yes,
Yeah.
I don't think I mentioned that, but yes, you will get an alert to your email about that project being created.
So you don't, it's not, it won't just get lost in your list of things. You are going to get an email saying, "Hey, heads up, somebody submitted something in your store," or whatever the email says. It is notifying you that you did get something. I am so excited though. That's one of my favorite things to be chatting with customers about now. Everybody is pumped about that e-commerce tool that is out, and we have a lot of people that are adopting that right now. It's been well awaited, and we're excited. We're excited to be setting that up with people, getting feedback on that. It's so good. Okay. The last few items for us to chat through together, one of them is going to be contacts. So I thought I would start here on the contacts page. You might have noticed, but now on this page, whenever you click on someone's name, it is now going to come over in a slide out. So you've got a slide out page so you can still see your page here, but then manage the contact right here. A couple of things that you can do here, if you want to send them an email, you can send them an email from here. You also have the ability to see any sort of events that they are attached to or any other contacts that they may be associated with. So, for example, if someone has a work email and a personal email and you work with them, you can have their contacts, two different emails associated with each other so that you can see the people, or maybe it's a couple of people from a company and you have them associated with each other, as well as you can write any sort of notes about someone that you may want to maintain. Sometimes you have a really good planner and you want to keep that planner happy because that planner brings you a lot of business. You may want to write some things about, oh, this planner loves Diet Coke and Dove chocolates. So that way, when something comes around, you know that you're getting her something really personal or something like that. Any sort of notes that you may want to write to kind of keep in mind about this contact, that can be really helpful here in the notes section. The other thing that you can do here is click edit. That's where you can change any information. You can change this type, add types if it's a venue or a company or whatever. You can select those things right there. And the other thing is this little three little dots is where you delete. So if you accidentally create a contact twice or something like that, you do have the ability to delete them right here in the top corner. So that's our new contacts slide out. So you might have seen that already. So I feel like that came out a couple of weeks ago, and we're just now having our meeting. So we're just now showing it off, but that is something new. Something else with contacts, I jumped into an event here. You now will see this little expand button whenever you're in the portal. It doesn't show to the customer. It's just whenever you're in the portal tab of the workroom. But you now have this little box, and that will open up that same slide out so that you can edit it directly. So no more having to click the pencil icon, go on the back end, and then being like, oh no, I can't edit it here. You actually just click that slide out. Immediately you can see that information, make an edit. You'll notice that it is here as well, but just makes it really easy to access that contact and make edits to that contact instead of having to go back to that contacts page and then come back into the event. Reduces some of those steps that are there. One of a sort of minor update that we made that I think affects us more internally than externally, but I do want to make a note. If you have the rental inventory add-on where you can manage items, you can have a quantity associated with them, get overbooking warnings, the rental pull list, the rentals range report, stuff like that. if you have that rental inventory add-on, we recently made some updates to the import, the bulk import, where you can assign the component category as well as the product category there. So sometimes it's important, sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's different. Just kind of depends on the situations where you may be using it in. So we recently updated the bulk import so you can put both of those categories in there. We also put a way for you to have wherever you can enter some notes that can go on the back end. So if you have some certain details or information about that item, whenever we do the bulk import, it's going to automatically be attached to that item. You now have a place where that can go. One more thing that we have here is on the, if you go to settings and you scroll down to export, if you downloaded your rental catalog, that would also include both categories on it now. So we just made a few updates for the people that it affects. They'll be pumped about it. I'm one of those people, but it may not be. It's not super important to everybody, but we made some updates there. Another thing that we have done that we recently made an update to that I do really like is over here. Whenever you click plus new project, on the date field, we now have made an update where whenever you type in a date, which I'm going to use 1010 because uh, that's my birthday. So, which you used earlier, Brooklyn. I was like, oh yes, this family reunion is on my birthday. But if you type in a date here, it'll now flip to that, it'll open up the calendar to that date range, and it just allows you to quickly access, oh yeah, the 10th in October 2027 is on a Sunday. We actually need the Saturday, which is the 9th. It makes it really easy whenever you're entering that data in there. You just type it in, it'll go to that, it'll flip over to that calendar. So it makes it easy for you to kind of verify, make sure that you're on the same page right there with that one. Last item, something that we've recently released is down here in the bonus program. So we've got a couple of items down here. I'll kind of talk through these ones. Number one, we do have this help tab. If you click on that help tab, you can go to the help center. That's going to open up our help center where you can search anything, any sort of answers that you may be looking for. You can search, see the articles and the videos and stuff on that. We do also have chat here. Chat is so great. If you're not using chat, get on board. It is so great. We have the top support. It's one of the main things that people rave about, which Josh is our local support personnel on this video. So thank you, Josh. Um, Here you can ask a question. It'll always start with what we call an AI agent, but it's going to be something that's going to search all of our help articles and answers that we've already given to other people to immediately get you an answer. It doesn't matter what time of day that you're writing in, you can immediately get an answer to your question. If you feel like that is not hitting the mark or it's not picking up what you're laying down, something is not connecting quite there, you can just say talk to a person, and that will put you through to our live support flow, which they are very quick. Is if it is within their hours, I think we're at 12 hours a day, I think right now, of coverage. If it is within their hours, they're pretty quick at picking those up. But that's going to be our help one. Um, Settings you're well aware of. This is your referral link. So if you didn't know, you have a personalized referral link where you can help your friend save 20%. So if you have somebody that you know wants to sign up for Curate or they need a software or something like that, it's not going to work for me because I'm a Curate user. I'm a Curate person, but it'll work for you. Um, Here you can grab your link right here and share that. It actually is really helpful. They get to save 20%. You do get a kickback too, which is really nice, but it's just an easy way to help people make their lives better and more fluid. You can get a discount to give to them. But the main one that is new is the bonus program. So we've put in a quick link for our bonus program. You have the ability to do a couple of items in here, and you get a thank you for your time that you spent to do that. It's not really related to your quote or your testimony or anything like that. It's just a thank you. It can be an Amazon gift card or it can be an account credit. So if you're looking for a quick way to get some vacation money or something like that, this can be kind of fun, or get coffee for your team or something like that. This is kind of a fun way to get those items. So just know that's right down here. It's called the bonus program, and it'll open it up in a new link right over there. All right, I'll stop sharing. Back to you, Brooklyn.
Yeah, thanks, Shannon. And to kind of go off that bonus program that you just showed, just a note that it's actually for every user on your Curate account. So it doesn't just, it's not just for like one account at a time. If you have several of your employees on your account, they would just log in, of course, using their email into their account, and then they would have access to the bonus program too. So if you want to reward some of your team members, have them sign up for the bonus program and they can get some reward money as well. So we're excited about that. And so we'd love to hear your feedback. And then just a few other, I guess, notes on like links and things like that. We do also have that community program. We have the Curate community group. We will send the link. You will get the email, of course, after our call today. We'll send all these important details to you, including the recording of today's session. But the Curate community link will be in that email. That allows you to sign up and be a part of our online community group. It gives you access to a lot of great tools. You can introduce yourself to others in the community. You can join kind of our education training sessions. We have a Curate 101 for florists and caterers, tips and tricks, all kinds of good information there. You can ask the community questions as well if you want to hear directly from your peers rather than us, I guess. But we're on there as well to help. So we'd love for you to sign up for our Curate community. And then we will also have access to, like Shannon mentioned, our affiliate program that you can join. And then also our product board. We use a product tool to receive feedback from you all, and we would love to hear your ideas. So we'll include the link in the email as well, directly to submit those ideas through our portal. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. You can send your direct requests to us, which a lot of those requests are what comes out of showing off the features that we do on this call is we really lean into our users on providing us feedback of how to best support you all. So you'll also be able to track of what else has been released over the months. So of course, Shannon and I try our very best to cover what has been released over the last month since we last connected. But if you kind of want a high level overview of all the different features that we've released and worked on, you have access to that through that portal as well. So I think we're at time. I'm sorry we went a few minutes over, everyone. We may note of some questions and we'll follow up with those if need be. But thank you for joining us this month. We'll send out the link, of course, if you want to sign up for next month. We'd love to have you join us in August. And thanks again. Have a great day.
Bye.